Hey Pokemon Masters, Piceno here, and do you know that I am a massive fan of other franchises? I mean, I've done videos about The Legend of Zelda before, but Game of Thrones, Harry Potter, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Spider-Man. There's a lot of other stuff I'm interested in, and so with today's video I'm doing something a little bit different and doing a bit of a mix mash. All in time to celebrate Spiderman Homecoming, which comes out in the UK here today. And oh my goodness, it looks like it's gonna be great. You got Tom Holland, looks like he's gonna be pretty good. Michael Keaton looks like he's gonna be great. I'm super thankful it's not an origin story because we already know how Peter Parker, or Miles Morales if you're a comic book fan. I'm not, I just know that from the internet. We all know how Spider-Man got his spider powers. It was through a spider bite. Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. That said, what if he was bitten from a spider in the Pokemon universe? And I don't mean like an actual spider, I mean a spider type Pokemon. The spider type, that shouldn't be a new type. There's not enough spiders to make that a type. But I'm talking Spinarak and Ariados, Joltik and Galvantula, and of course Dewpider and Aqua Arachnid, because they have more powers than your average real world spider. So what would happen if Spider-Man got bitten by them? Before I get into that though, there is a giveaway going on with this video for the first week of its release. And while yes, we could wonder what it would be like if Spider-Man was in the Pokemon world, what if Pokemon were in Spider-Man's world? The real world. Spider-Man's real. Well, either way, we don't have to imagine because we have the wonderful artwork of R.J. Palmer. R.J. Palmer is a fantastic artist who does real-world Pokemon and a whole bunch of other designs over on his DeviantArt. You have almost definitely seen this type of artwork before. My favorite is the image of the Raikou battling the Kyurem. But these images don't just exist online, they exist as books, and R.J. kindly sent me out volumes 1 and 2. Beautiful artwork with incredible descriptions about the Pokemon, their habitats, their prey, what they would look like in the real world. This is the kind of stuff that I'm really into, and so this actually isn't an ad read. This isn't like they paid me or anything. They just sent me out copies of the book kindly because I sent RJ a message saying, hey, I am a massive fan of your work and I think my viewers would like it too. So if you would like it, there's a link where you can get your own copies of these. The link to that is in the description. That said, if you are a subscriber and you leave a like and comment on this video, you got your own chance to win a set because I was given an additional set. So I will be giving that out to one of you and I will choose a winner within the week and I will reach out to you either via the back end of your channel or Twitter. I will also tweet publicly who the winner is. But I absolutely recommend you check out this artist after the video is done. But for now, Spider-Man. And the first creepy crawly we'll talk about is Joltik, and not necessarily its evolution Galvantula, because if Peter Parker got bitten by a Joltik, well, that's probably going to be fine, because the Pokemon is tiny. Galvantula, on the other hand, though, and Peter Parker's probably dead there. That said, let's say Peter Parker is just walking around and he gets this spider bite. What additional powers does Joltik have over your regular spider? It actually has 2 less legs. Anyway, what additional powers does Joltik get over your regular spider that are now going to go to Peter Parker? Well, the obvious thing is electricity. Joltik is an electric type Pokemon. However, it can't generate its own electricity, so you're not going to see Peter Parker firing off bolts of lightning. Unless, of course, he charges up, because Joltik can absorb the electricity of other Pokemon, and by feeding on outlets, you can just imagine Spider-Man being like, sorry Aunt May, I'm all full, I can't have dinner, I've just been eating out of the power lines. But on top of that, as our new electrical Spider-Man develops his powers as a Joltik would evolve into a Galvantula, Galvantula's Pokedex entries talk about how its webbing, it can shoot electrically charged webbing. Avengers, set web shooter to stun. And of course this whole thing of gaining powers and feeding off electricity is gonna make Electro a pretty useless villain. Now the next spider Pokemon I want to talk about is Dewpider, released in the latest generation. Now that evolves into Aqua Arachnid, who has a name that is really just satisfying to say. Aqua Arachnid. Aqua Arachnid? Am I even saying it right? Who knows? But Dewpider is a spider Pokemon that has a drop of water on its head, and it can use that as a sort of defensive shield, as well as smashing it over opponents when it headbutts them. And of course it comes with the cool ability of being able to breathe underwater. And given that it's never seen swimming, I also imagine it has the ability to skate on water like another spider-like Pokemon, a Surskit. And the ability to cross bodies of water is going to come pretty handy when Spider-Man is traveling between Manhattan and Queens. He should get pulled under by Hydro Man, not to worry, he can breathe underwater. And Sandman's definitely no longer a problem. But on top of that, when Dewpider evolves into Aqua Arachnid, well, it gets an additional power. Because one of the Pokedex entries for Aqua Arachnid states that some of the smaller enemies get trapped inside its bubble of water and drown. In that scene of Civil War where you had Spider-Man on one side and Ant-Man on the other, if Ant-Man shrunk down and tried to take on Spider-Man, and Spider-Man headbutted him with a giant bubble of water around his head, well, maybe Ant-Man... Oh no. Poor Ant-Man. And finally, Spinarak. Okay, no, not Spinarak, because Spinarak is one of those early gen Pokemon which is pretty much just based off a spider. The only real addition you could give to Spider-Man here is a horn on his head. which I don't think is going to give him any luck with Gwen Stacy or Mary Jane. Not to worry though, there is a different Pokemon that could impact Peter Parker, and that's the Pokemon Ditto. Because Ditto is without doubt the Pokemon that reminds me the most of Venom. Venom being one of the coolest villains in the whole Spider-Man franchise. Apart from Spider-Man 3, we don't talk about that. See, Venom has sort of shape-shifting abilities, and his origins usually lie in coming down from space and taking over Peter Parker's suit, giving him enhanced strength and reflexes, but also upping his aggression, making him a generally worse superhero, until the black suit is removed from Spider-Man and becomes its own entity called Venom, sometimes taking over another host. And Ditto is the DNA shape-shifting Pokemon. But whereas Venom has this fierce, dark colouring to it, this menacing big teeth, Ditto just has a really derpy face. Oh, actually, no, that is just as terrifying. I mean, a pink Spider-Man, I don't actually think we've had that. I tried Googling pink Spider-Man, but all I could find was this. Why is this a thing? Just imagine a Ditto blob like Venom, which, by the way, is exactly what Ditto looks like in the artwork by R.J. Palmer. Imagine it coming along and taking over Spider-Man's body, altering Spider-Man's DNA, changing him as a hero. Either that or it'll just leave him with a Pokemon egg. I have no idea how that got there. Oh. So yes, just a short, fun, crossover kind of video. What do you think about videos like this? I wanted to make more. I've got one upcoming about Game of Thrones, excited for the new season, recommended by one of you on Twitter. Like I say, Marvel, Star Wars, Disney, Harry Potter, there are so many other franchises that I absolutely love, and I'd love to do more crossover videos. And remember, leave a comment, like, and be subscribed for your chances to win a copy of both volumes 1 and 2 of Realistic Pokemon by R.J. Palmer. Links to that awesome artwork is in the description below. So hi, Pokemon Masters. A special thank you to the patrons of the month, including the big patrons of the month, Joey Pals, Elizabeth Collins, and Nicholas 0202. Thank you.
This is Ash Ketchum. You just watched a video by Birdkeeper Toby. That makes you